What is up, guys? Welcome back to another edition of Ohio State Football with Scarlet and Great. Johnny Bullet with you here as always. Thank you so much. First-time listeners, welcome aboard. I hope you have a great time and love the show. Gathered a few new subscribers sitting in the student section with you guys. Great time, as loudest I ever heard the horseshoe from this weekend. It'll just be me solo this weekend. Corey and Shane still coming back from their travels to Columbus as well. So thank you for the first-time listeners. Hope you subscribe. Long-time listeners, hey, we're back. Season's back. I'm glad you're back here watching and tuning in. Please comment below anything that you would like. I hope you had a lot of fun. Quick housekeeping note. I just want to say, like this video if you loved that new defense. 10 points. Give it up, 10 points to top 5 Notre Dame. And no points in the second half. That is what you call defense. All right. Want to get into just a recap of the Notre Dame game and what we are looking at, what we're looking forward to. Want to talk about some things we got right and what we are going to move on to next to talk about. So all in all, I was really excited. So good to have football back in the air. You had a nice, warm environment. The rain settled down. Game time. The shoe was rocking. Like I said, the student section, you guys were rowdy. It was an awesome time. Notre Dame fans traveled fairly well, but the stadium got really, really loud, especially in the second half. I loved it. Absolutely loved all of that. If you remember, we talked about the keys to victory for the Notre Dame game, okay? And we were right about a lot of it. You remember, we said the Notre Dame offense, slow down Buckner's running, the traditional run plays, and the quick stuff, tight ends. They leaned on Mayer a lot. They wanted to throw underneath a lot. They took a shot now and then like you'd expect. But when we saw how limited that offense was, good athletes, don't get me wrong. They had Tyree and some other guys. Buckner's a good athlete. The eye discipline needed to be there to slow that down for sure. But we limit the run game, limit the easy stuff, and the defense just locked them up. So we were right about that. And as well, I believe we were right about the offensive line. When it didn't do well, Ohio State was limited. Sometimes they shot themselves in the foot with other things, but when there were penalties or when, there was a jailbreak up front or whatever, offense got slowed down. So the offensive line was the key to making the whole thing go. I think it does need some work before this team needs to go to the next level. Specifically, I think Donovan Jackson needs a lot of work. First time start, though. Hopefully, he will improve and get there. I originally thought Paris Johnson didn't play very good. I went back and watched the game twice, once live, once on TV, so I could learn and give some educated takes here. Paris was a lot better than I originally thought. First thing, guys, this defense, night and day difference. Check this out. So I'm in the student section, I believe the south end, and the Notre Dame's offense first drive is coming right at us. So we get a great view of the defense. Even though that first big play was a bad give up, missed tackle, but just watching the secondary shift and pass off coverage and line up. And they lined up kind of unorthodox, Jim Knowles style, right? The 4-2-5 or sometimes 3 down linemen with the Leo up. Dude, I could tell right away. Oh, these guys know where they're going. Everybody was covered and picked up. There weren't these busts in coverage like where, guys got beat sometimes, but there's just like nobody just got forgotten about. I saw enough after the first drive. Hold them to a field goal. I just looked and I said, that's all I need to see. Now, granted, a lot more football left to play. But I said, this is all I need to see. This defense is different. First drive, you could just see it. You could just see it. That was not a Kerry Combs defense. That was wow. Talk about some guys that it just didn't even look like same guy. Tommy Eichenberg. Who knew? Who knew Tommy Eichenberg could be kind of fast? Whoa. Oh, what difference coaching makes. That defense was flying around. They knew their assignment. They were creating pressure. I'm telling you, you could not convince somebody that had never watched these teams play before, if they watched last year's defense in that game, that was the same guy. Wow, what a difference. What a difference. So I loved The defensive strategy, I loved. 0 points in the second half. There were a few things they gave up, but a few big plays too. But listen, that's indicative of some of Jim Knowles' style, even at Oklahoma State. Gave up big plays at times, but took everything else away from you. Seemed to be what he did. He just took stuff away, man. I love Jim Knowles. I'm here on the Knowles train for good now, until proven wrong otherwise. That was a heck of a performance from this defense. Jack Sawyer moving around. JTT looked really nice. Mike Hall, oh my goodness. How about interior line push? When if you can get him and Tyleik Williams in the game at the same time with whoever you want at defensive end, that is a scary, scary lineup. I am looking forward to that. How nice is it to finally have some really good push in the interior line? That seems like that just helps the whole defense, right? At all times, it helps the whole defense. There were some of you guys, I see people complaining about Ryan Day's play calling. We need to change our mascot, I feel like, sometimes to the Ohio State Bellyachers instead of the Ohio State Buckeyes. I'm going to tell you this, from being at several of these games live last year, especially, and this year, and watching the all 22 where you can see the route trees and see everything. Ryan Day is the best play caller I've ever seen at Ohio State. Tom Herman had some moments. He also had Ezekiel Elliott and Jeff Hireman. that helps a lot. He's the best play caller I've ever seen at Ohio State. I get it. It doesn't always work to perfection. You guys want to see him run the ball more. You want to see him balance run game, but we're like, what? I don't know. It's something like 16 passes or 32 passes, 32 runs or something crazy like that. It was really balanced. But all the runs came late. Also, what you're saying, I wanted him to balance it differently. I wanted him to balance it the way I want. I wanted it to be one run for one pass all through the game evenly. Guys, I'm with you. You look at the box score at the end of the first half, you're like, I would like to run the ball a little more. That's fine. Ryan Day knows what he's doing sometimes, and sometimes he'll make an error. But, guys, game flow predicts a lot of this. And just because an offensive lineman or somebody blew their assignment doesn't mean it was a bad play call. That doesn't mean it. A drop pass, nobody got open. It's not mean a bad play call. Sometimes players don't do their jobs. It's not a bad play call when something is poorly executed. There's no creativity. Okay, any traditional play call, halfback dive, inside zone, outside. So throw it out the window because people on Twitter said that's not creative. Guys, you could bellyache about everything. I didn't hear you bellyaching about no run game when CJ and Marv and JSN was lighting them up in the Rose Bowl and going for 500 yards. The team wasn't good at running, so we didn't run that much. When the run play's not there, we're not just going to ram it into the line of scrimmage 3 times, then punt. Sometimes Ryan sees a pass play is going to work or that it should work, and a player drops a pass or delivers something inaccurately, or an O-lineman misses a block. Guess what? Then we're behind the chains because you can't just run the ball every first down. So if you're behind the chains and then the defense gives you numbers to the outside, guess what? You're probably going to flip a bubble screen because that's the right play at the right time. And then, okay, you're in 3rd and 6. You want them to run in 3rd and 6? I'm referring to the series when everybody says 3 straight pass plays to end to open up the third quarter. Like, I get it. That doesn't look great, but when you look at gameplay, really shapes a lot of times how these plays are called. Maybe Ryan would even tell you in the first half, I probably sprinkled in a run or two more there, but I saw some things on the defense that made me think it was there for the taking. And you got to remember, no JSN for most of the game. Does that not change the dynamic? No JSN, first-time starter, and Donovan Jackson was not doing great. CJ ran for his life a few times. Travion Henderson was not great in pass protection. Okay, so let's pump. I mean, listen, if you're the type of person that is going to complain about Ryan Day's play calling, listen to me. You will always complain about everything when it comes to Ohio State football. Not everything, but most things till the end of time. You will. That's just the way you're going to be. This guy is an offensive genius. Does it mean he gets everything right? Sure not. Nobody does. But if you're going to bellyache about Ryan Day, in the offense. And one guy suggested, I think he said, I think in an article, just give up the play calling duties. Yeah. See how you like that, guys. See how you like that. You'll always be miserable if you're miserable with the Ryan Day play calling. And guess what? That's your right. I'm not telling you how to be a fan. I didn't say stop doing it. I'd like you to stop, but you be a fan however you want. If you like to be unhappy, be unhappy. It's up to you. I'm not a gatekeeper on fanhood. You could watch the game however you want to. I'm just saying, you're always going to be unhappy. Game flow dictates play calls sometimes. Execution sometimes dictates outcome, or always dictates outcome. Okay? And I promise you, Ryan Day is better at this than you are. All right. CJ Stroud, he was good, not great. I did love him rolling out a few times and throwing those sweet dimes to the sideline. I didn't love, and I'm going to do after this, we're going to do a whole separate video on CJ Stroud. Whole separate video. So tune in for that one as well. Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know how you thought he did. You can even throw that here. How'd you think he did? Scale 1 to 10. How'd you think he did? Comment below. I thought he was good, not great. He tried to make a lot of hero throws. Again, that puts incompletions, puts us behind the chains, forces more pass plays. You guys want to shoot Ryan Day. I get it. He tried to make a lot of hero throws because his arm is really dang good. Sometimes he's inaccurate, though. But listen, it's unfair. It was unfair to him to expect Rose Bowl CJ, second half Rose Bowl CJ, every game. Like you guys, he was disrespected in the Heisman. He's out for blood. He's not really an out for blood kind of guy. If you haven't read that yet, but the dude can flat throw the football. But he played good, not great, had some inaccuracies, had a play, man, where he just needed to scramble and he wouldn't. And hey, if he extends the drive of the first down scramble, then we have more plays, more opportunities to run the ball and get balance. That's the other thing. 3 and outs, you don't get a lot of chances to run ball. All right. So CJ was good, not great. But this guy's got a fantastic arm. I expect better performances from him. And he's leaving a lot of meat on the bone. He could be even better, and we're going to do that in another video. Really quickly, guys, Mayan Williams. I am a fan. He is that dude. I am a fan of toughness, right? Grit and toughness. And somebody once said he runs like an angry fire hydrant. I love that. I absolutely love that. Mayan Williams, here's my hot take. You might have just taken the starting job, or you at least earned it. Mayan Williams flat out but don't read the box score to me. I know he was slightly behind Trey. Listen, Mayan Williams is just a beast. Mayan Williams looked Travion Henderson in his eyes with his play and said, listen, dude, I know you are generational, but I am not here to play second fiddle to anybody. He runs so angry. And Trey, even contagious. Trey got in the last play and trucked somebody too. But Mayan, down at first contact, not usually. That guy is just a rough dude. Must hurt to tackle him. I am a fan of grit and toughness and just, that kind of play. Probably a lot of you on this channel are too. How much did you love seeing him just run over a stout front seven and pounding the ball right down their throat, sprinkled in some nice intermediate pass game on that final drive to score and go up 2 quarters. Masterful job by Ryan Day, by the way. I looked up at the scoreboard. Not only did I notice we just scored, he bled 6 minutes off the clock. Now you're up 2 scores with 4 minutes left. Masterful job by Ryan Day, bleeding the clock, sprinkling run and pass on that drive because there were some nice passes too. Wasn't all running. And bleeding the clock and essentially ending the game. That was nice. You guys think Ryan Day's a spread them out type of guy? He bled the clock and took the life out of the Notre Dame football team on that drive, and he deserves credit for that. That was wonderful. And Mayan Williams, you are that dude. That is it for me this time, guys. We're going to be back. It's just going to be me again talking about CJ Stroud, and I'll give you a hint. There's some GOAT conversation in there. Yes, me, the guy that called for him to be benched last year. He could be the GOAT, but he's got to do it. And he's not nearly there yet, but he could be. We're going to talk about that on the next video. So please subscribe to this channel. Comment what you thought about the first game. I hope you guys are excited for football season for the rest of the year. Remember, there's no such thing as boneless wings. Goodbye. God bless. And go Bucks.